Love it. Welcome. Uh, we have an awesome class going on. We're going on to day three, I believe. First, second, is that, are we going to uh, day four? Is tomorrow. Oh my God. And it's an hour and a half class. It's a workshop, and it's just amazing. I love the information coming out. And we also have the Healing Circle that is coming along every other week. And there's quite a few people that are attending or seeing the replay of it, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's this gathering, and we get quite a bit of views from various people, which I love. And let's see, there's also many classes. And yes, tomorrow is the final day of Series 3. So then at some point we're going to start uh, the introduction again, and we'll get that going. But in the meantime, there's other mini classes that are going to be offered every other week, and I'll talk on various topics. If you want to have any specific topic on spirituality or healing for me to talk about in the free classes, I will, and they'll be posted and given. I will just freely do it. So I also have appointments available for people, and let's see here. Let me go to this. Everything's rocking and rolling. This is good. And there are free classes, so please do take advantage of them. And the appointments take advantage of. They're either on Zoom or telephone or FaceTime, whatever your preference. And I'm fine with that. So Lynn is here, and she's the helper of all this stuff, and my teacher for internet stuff, and she's also the greatest assistant, and she's in Canada, and she even has running water where she lives. And so uh, my shout out to you, Lynn, uh, and I appreciate it. So let's see here. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I don't think so. Um, we have several. Oh, good. A lot more people here. Good, good, good. And this particular, you know, the last mini class, I thought it was awesome. You can find them on the website, and they lead to a YouTube channel for all the mini classes. There's other ones that lead to various topics of healing circles and the gathering, stuff like that. So this stuff is available to everyone to take advantage of. Lynn, any word on your granddaughter, how she's feeling, or were you able to mention to your daughter about what I had mentioned uh, pertaining to the little dilemma that was going on? Please let me know. There's a huge delay on this thing, and I don't know why, but there is, and I guess everyone experiences that. So if you do, let me know, please. And I'm most curious about the granddaughter and your daughter as well. So um, let's see here. A friend of mine, oh, Patty, first I wanted to ask you, uh, you know, how are you feeling uh, as far as what we worked with the other day at the Healing Circle at night? If you can please mention that, I would really appreciate that. And if you can let me know. Oh, here's more people coming in. This is great. Okay. Um, Let me see here. Elvie, hey, how you doing? Wonderful blessings to you too. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And Diane, yay! Hi, hi. Good to see you, Diane. Thanks for being here. Oh, here's Lynn. I just got the response. You see how slow it is? Yes, my granddaughter is fine and happy. Thank God. All right, good. My daughter's relieved too. Good. You were able to mention to her then. And Patty, your neck, that's what I was going to ask about also, your neck, how it's feeling, if you notice any difference. But it's going to take, some development of the muscles and stuff like that, the muscles. And So please do follow up on that stuff, and it'll help you a whole lot. Uh, I just know it will. So my friend Aria, I haven't seen her in a long, long time. Yeah, great to see you too, Diane. Uh, I'm really happy that you could be here, and 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 I'm just joyful, over it. So Aria asked me once in a class I took from you in the '90s. Oh my God, you built up your aura, and we saw it. Everyone in the class. Can you talk about the light a little bit, or the aurics, what we witnessed? And well, basically, I do that in person. Once in a great while, I'll do it for other events, but when I do it, I show it to you to share what we're perceiving from the emanations of someone, and I had to make it dramatic to show you the burst of light around me and to maintain it. And I'm always able to basically, hey Meredith, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And so that burst of light it maintains, and the purpose of showing that is to help people recognize that they too have it within them. They're the emanations. And yay, Annie made it, yay. And so we all have that, and the emanations are what I refer to for everyday world is, just our life force. And we all carry it to varying degrees, and it represents information. And it's what I refer to in the real world here, or excuse me, the world here, not the real world. But what it represents is what we're going through in the moment, and it's always changing. So when someone takes a Carillion photograph of you, and they say, "Oh, you're this, you're that," it's only for the moment. If you went back 5 minutes later, you would have a different state of being, and it would look different. So it can't be coined as just that. And so it's okay, because that is your state of being when you're facing like a camera or something like that. You're going to emanate even more so because you're giving life to something. And whenever we're giving life to something, there's going to be a greater emanation. But that emanation carries information about you, and it's going to show a good feeling. It's going to show just all kinds of things. But you actually, and I show this to people so that they can actually look at someone, say, if you're sitting outside, you can watch someone going by and you can see the emanations coming forth from them. And you can even see, someone if they have a toothache. Many a time, I always tell the story, many a time I have been at restaurants and stuff like that, or Denny's I used to go to all the time. And I would watch the waiter or waitress coming up, and I looked at them and I saw if they had a red glow somewhere around here or back here or anywhere, and I knew that they had a headache or a tooth problem or something, and I could tell actually how far away it was. That would indicate, say if it was here, that would tell me that it was maybe 4 days ago they had it. And so I would say, hey, look, I can help you with your tooth problem, and if you buy me coffee. And he said, well, how do you know, I had a tooth problem? I said, didn't you? They said, yeah. And so I would work with them for a second, and then all of a sudden I knew it was gone, the discomfort of it all. And they said, yeah, sure, I'll get you a cup of coffee. And they wouldn't charge me. So I would sit there and do writing and stuff like that. And so I love the freebies from that. God doesn't care. We're utilizing it. God loves it that we're utilizing it. So we can do these things. And they are available to us. We can see these things in everyone or anyone if we put our focus there. I used to use it all the time. And now it's meaningless to me except when working with a person specifically, and then if I should perceive something great. I don't. I never really. I got into the world of it, and it's always there, available. But you know, it doesn't really mean something unless I'm really focusing on a person to help them in some way or another. And so, uh, all this. Hey, Prachi, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And I'm glad. Hey, Annie, I'm great about the acid reflux. I just love that. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much. Um, uh, let's see. All right. And so, in any case, we have availability to this, and that's the light. And it emanates from all of us. It's available to all of us. All it takes is focus. And we can utilize that as a tool. That's what it is. But we're utilizing it as a tool when we're working with healing and or seeing purposely something about another, and that's the main function that I utilize it for. In any case, I won't go into all the different kinds. And also, say we're even sitting outside on a park bench or something, we can see someone going by, and as they're going by, we can see it's almost like a teardrop, a grayish, dingy, or orangish, dingy, or yellowish, dingy. Uh, it's almost like a teardrop following them, and that's the burdens that they're carrying in their life, and that they're contemplating on in their life at that time, in that moment. So these things are perceptible, and it's available to us. It's our life force. It's that divinity within us that gives us life, and we're receiving it also from another person. If all this makes sense, I don't know. I hope so. And so it is available, though. And let's see. There's all right, Annie. What I'd like to do is just for a moment. I'm not going to turn this into a whole session, but I'd like to work with you for a moment. And the only thing that's required from you is that you stop the worrying for a moment and just try to, uh, enjoy, be in the moment of enjoyment, and make it up if you have to, but imagine what it might be. It's not pretend, it's not fantasy. Imagine you're in enjoyment, and just sit back for a moment and just close your eyes just for a minute. And what I'm going to do is put my hands on your head, and don't say anything or type anything out. I mean, until afterwards, and when I say open your eyes. So close your eyes now and just relax and just breathe slow motion in through your nose and real slow motion out through your mouth. And I'm going to put my hands on your head. Continue your breathing like that, slow motion. All right, now open up your eyes and type out if you experience something in your body, as subtle or dramatic as it was. And be candid too. Don't go by wishful thinking, just be real candid and objective. And you type it out, and we'll take it from there. Meredith, please let me know, or if there's anyone, please let me know uh, if you are experiencing anything that you'd like me to work with in the body, aches, pains, or whatever. And anyone that's here, there's a lot of people here, and I just can't, uh, I don't get any kind of notice. Good. The tingling is good, Annie. The tingling is good. That means there's something that's changing, something that's happening. And it's like a life force is replacing a dilemma or drama or trauma and in our lives, and either physiologically or otherwise. And so that's a reaction that you're sensing. So that is good. And all right, love it. Uh, let's see. Parachi, you had written a comment on the last time that I am not sure if you did anything for me, but I feel much better maybe just listening to you and talking to my dearest friend Patty. And Patty's here tonight. I love it. Um, you know, uh, even people, and it's so valid in what you're expressing, and I love it. And it's so true, very, very true, in what you experience. Even people that would come to the physical healing circles, as soon as they hit the parking lot, before they came into the healing circle, before I even saw them or they saw me or anything else, they would start to experience something really dynamic. And not everyone, some people, but there were several that had never experienced it before, and they expressed when they came in of what had happened. They thought it was really odd. They didn't know what to make of it. And uh, or even when first walking into the healing circle itself, they would tell me that they hadn't ever experienced a subtle or intense energy as they were at that moment walking into the healing circles. And so uh, I know that it's happening from all kinds of past experiences of that, of hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, a couple thousand healing circles and other events. Why it happens, I don't know. Maybe it's my intent or my prayer, and I love it when it happens, and people can, actually feel better inside, emotionally and physiologically as well. Something affects them, and another aspect to that. I'm not saying this is it, but oftentimes I would know. I'd be sitting there in the healing circle, and no one would be in there yet, and I would literally watch all these angelics walking in, either singly or in twos or threes, and it was almost like they were talking with each other and just walking in casually. And according to the number that were counted, it would be that number of people coming to the healing circle. It really bizarre thing, and it was usually right on as far as the numbers of people. And then when I worked with someone, sometimes I would perceive of a whole menagerie of angelics with each person. So and it would just expand into a lot. And so everyone has more than what people call and guardian angels, but there are really tons of other beings that come with you always in your life. And we have an opportunity at times to be a little more conscious of that and learning how to be more conscious of that. And if we even go to, in our prayer work before we're going to bed, and with real desire, if we say, hey, hey God, I want to become more conscious of this, the next day or that night, you will begin to, but you have to keep it up to get the momentum going. And you have to keep it up day after day or night after night and be conscious of that. And then you'll start to experience, because that pattern is now within you. And as long as you maintain it, it'll develop into an awareness of the angelics of various forms and purposes and stuff like that. So it is available to you. Totally is available. And love it. All right. And then, so we have access to all that stuff. Prachi, is there any one thing in your body, or is there anyone, please? Please let me know if there's one thing you would like me to work with. And if you can write it out and type it so I can see it. And all right, good. Thanks, Prachi. Love you too. Love you too. Thank you. And so, um, is there, anything from anyone they would like me to work with? I'd be more than happy to. And there is a delay on this thing too, so and why I don't know, but it just is. It's not, in a sense, real time, even though we're on camera here. Prachi, your lower back is extreme sore. Uh, is it mostly on your left side? Please be candid with me and let me know. Left or right? Uh, is it mostly on your left side? I'm curious. And if you can write that out. And also if you're have availability to be in a real quiet place with no distractions, I would love that. So if you can let me know if it's on your left side. Uh, yes, okay, good. And so that was my first perception because I felt it on my left side as well. It was like a projection that I can sometimes do. It's not always, but oftentimes. And so I'm going to work with that. And I don't normally have a left backside, so and through that I know where it is exactly, and it's mostly coming from like between the spine and the left hip, left side of the hip. It's in between, right, I think above the hip bone. So I'm going to work with that area. That's what I perceive as a caudal area because I wanted to find out where it was, so I projected, and I was able to perceive with that. So, all right, I'm going to work with that. And you just tell me if you experience something subtle or extreme, and we'll see what happens with that, though. Now, I'm experiencing a real gentle, it's almost like a breaking of the discomfort. It's tiny flows, like someone, the analogy I always give is like someone having a water balloon filled up with warm water, and then all of a sudden someone comes along with a little pin and puts a little pinprick in it, and it gently flows. And it's almost it's like a warmth sensation, or it could be a cool sensation. We'll see if you can do a little bit more here. There. All right. Now, did you experience anything, Karachi? Please share with me if you don't mind. I know there is the delay, and that's just a part of the ball game. And please do feel free to share. Uh, and then I want to have you do something else, and in a second here, and keep me updated, please. If you noticed anything happen when I was describing all that stuff, please do. All right. Is there anyone else, please? Slightly throbbing. Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do is take your thumb and put it right on that area where you might have sensed I was or that I described, and real gently push in a little bit, and it'll be tender if you experience that throbbing. And push it in, just real gently, not to hurt yourself by any means, and hold it there for a moment, and then you'll feel that water balloon break, and you won't even know when it started. It'll the emanations of the throbbing will be gone. And tell me when you experience that, and then lift off your thumb and move around a little bit, real gently, if that makes sense. So, all right, 1 second. There, and now lift up. Be sure to lift up your thumb. And once you lift up your thumb, go right back to that area and put your thumb in there a little bit, and tell me if it's sensitive or as sensitive anymore, if that makes sense. It's taking your thumb, putting it right back there after you lifted it off, and then going back to that area and tell me if it's as sensitive anymore or as much. And please let me know. Yes, what? I'm sorry. What does that mean? Yes. You no longer feel the throbbing, or it's worse, or it's at whatever. No, it's not good. Okay. And it's not as sensitive. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. And that will help your tissue to remember its function a little bit more. And so there's things that you can do. There's things that you can do as far as, developing the muscles in there. That's your way of helping it now that we've gotten that, to that consciousness to break. So, good. Okay. In any case, thank you, Parachi. I appreciate your willingness. You're awesome. You're awesome. All right, but you got to do your part in it too. You got to do your part. All right. Let's see. Did I work with Annie? How you doing? Do you notice any difference in your body? Please share if you do. Is there anyone else that would like me to work with them? I'd really appreciate it. I love this. Oh, my pleasure, Prachi. My pleasure. Anyone else, please, please. And you rock, Patty. Thank you. Thank you for the hashtag you rock. Everyone loves that, I guess. Different search engines, whatever. Let's see. Annie, we're talking with the acid reflux we worked with, and it's going to be okay. I know that in long term or short term, it's going to be okay. And so with the emotional stuff or the sleeping stuff, if I'm not going to work with that here. If you want to set up an appointment for that, that gets into other things. So that's where I'll work with those things. I don't want to spew everything out in front of everyone that's going through those types of things. So in any case, and it's a personal thing. Harmony, talk to me. Tell me what is in your body that's bugging you. And what would you like me to try to help with, please? And Diane, my dear friend Diane, you have burning pain in your stomach right now, right in the center. Is it right now? Is it continuing, Diane, right now? And honest to God, my perception, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I don't prescribe. I don't tell anyone they're healed. I let people tell me what's happened with them since. But my perception is that, let me get a drink here, is number one, you're so concerned about things internally. And this is one contribution to that, to the discomfort that you're experiencing. And, that leads into a lot of other thought processes that lead into the biological, the neurological, whatever, and that happen in the body. They're like potentials as well. Not for everything, but for many things. So, what I'd like to do, Diane, is work with your belly a little bit. The stomach right in the center. And tell me, hon, if you should experience anything happening. And be candid, please. Now what we're going to do is try to go into that, what I'm doing is trying to go into that consciousness where the irritation is. It's almost like an inflammation a little bit, just a little area. And so we're going to see if we can break that and help it to know that it can feel better. And you might experience something subtle or dramatic, I don't know. Not to talk you into it, but that might be the case. And also, you might either sooner or later um, be really conscious of little burps. So that reminds me of a time that many, many years ago, there was this one woman who's uh, practicing law, real refined woman, and very well to do. And she came to me from an appointment. She heard about me from someplace, someone. And as I was working with her, she was standing up and I'm working with her. And then it came to me that she was going to burp. And I said, you're going to burp. And she says, no, I'm not. And about a half a minute later, she had no choice. I cracked up and she looked really shocked because she had never done something like that publicly. And then as she saw me just wanting to burst out laughing, she couldn't help but burst out laughing. It was the funniest thing. In any case. And I would, I'm wondering if you're also allergic or not allergic or have reaction, I should say, to milk product and some raw stuff as well. And it might, I'm just, suggesting here that you might want to try for a few days, void of red foods. I call them red foods. It's like spices and milk products, and just for a few days, and see if that doesn't make a huge difference in future reaction. But in the meantime, if you can, I would love it if you can share with me something about how it feels now if you're noticing a difference of something good. Oh, good, good, good. That's amazing. What a beautiful gift. Thank you. And that will have an effect on you to give you a break in that you can adjust if that's the case, the diet as far as the milk products and the raw uh, stuff just for a couple days and then go back to it normally. So, all righty. Now, let me see here. Who else? Caparachi, Harmony. Talk to me, hon. Tell me your situation. Oh, here it is. Having stomach discomfort. Okay. All right, Harmony. And please keep me updated how you're doing. I'm going to work with it and try to be conscious through your imagination to image in action, not pretend, not fantasy. Try to be conscious through your imagination of me working with you and tell me what happens. This is going to be interesting. And I venture to say that not only um, in your stomach, but it's lower as well. At times, you'll notice discomforts lower in your belly. So that's my perception. So what I did in my perception is go in and tell it kind of to take a hike and to see if there's a change in that. Uh, from now. And please, if you can update me on that and tell me if you notice a change. And please be candid if you notice a change. Please, share with me. And let me see here. Marika, hi, how are you? Are you in Japan? And good morning. Good morning. Yes, she is. It's great to see you, and I'm glad to see you too, my dear. Um, I am abused by my mother verbally. Spiritualists say that we chose our parents. I don't understand. No one should be sacrifice. I totally agree. But at the same time, when the spiritualists did say that we chose our parents, uh, it's not us per se, but the soul puts us in situations to finally work out of things that we culminated within us. And we're put into situations of, all right, you haven't done it this way in that time, you haven't done it that way in that time, so let's present it in this way. And the idea is to learn to, in some form, some way, to be objective within ourselves and to observe um, the situation and observe the way that they were brought up, and we'll find that we can identify the way that they were brought up, and we can identify the patterns that we have. Maybe the soul brought you into this in order to find out about who you are and to identify with it so that you won't have to repeat it again. There's a lot more to it, but that's, the basic. And if at any time you want to go deeper into that, I'd be more than willing in an appointment. There's more to it. So, but take that. You can take it with a grain of salt or take it seriously. That your place is to understand yourself objectively and observantly, and then you'll find that the harsh memories they won't have a power over you, because that's what the soul brought you here for, to experience those kinds of things, that you can finally get over them. And we're not presented with anything that isn't for us to become aware of. Nothing. And so, in that sense, the spiritualist was true. It was correct, but we didn't sign a contract or anything like that. That doesn't exist. I don't know if it's Angel Ink or whatever they call it. We don't sign contracts and stuff. But you were brought to the situation to get to know yourself. And that's the only rhyme and reason for so-called reincarnation that you're talking about. There's no other rhyme and reason for it except to get to know yourself. So, and the soul brings that information and sets us up in our lives for situations, and it carries those situations for us to work with. So, in any case, let me see here. Harmony, I'm curious as to how you're doing, hon. And let me see. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you. Your stomach's having issues too. Oh my God, it's stomach night. All right. Please, Natalie, tell me how it is, Harmony, within healing, Natalie. And please let me know how it is. And all right, good, Diane. I'm so happy it makes sense. Yes. And let me see. Thank you. And Natalie, it made me giggle. Yes, lower and all over. Yes. Yes. I understand. And good. And so, how is it feeling now? You got a sense of laughter and joy. Good. And that's like a realization the body is going through. It's an understanding the body is going through. Now it has an opportunity to your body has an opportunity to enjoy itself. And so, and please follow through. Please follow through with that. I'm glad. Let me see here. No, we don't want to go over everything again. We don't want to keep repeating these things. So everything that's presented to ourselves is for a purpose of getting to know ourselves. And we get an opportunity to do that the most objective we become, the most observant we become. That means not participating in the dynamic emotions as deeply in the worldly sense. The true emotion is for our experiencing the elevation of that divinity. That's what the true emotion is for. And and expressing that. Otherwise, we're expressing the emotion here, and it's a real unbalanced dynamic when we're going through all the fears, anxieties, worries, and stuff like that. They just, they kind of destroy us from within. First, they hook on to us in some sense, and then it keeps getting deeper and deeper into a pattern, and we learn these patterns from pre-birth onward. Um, Even in the mind of conception, before we're even conceived, we're we take these patterns on, and then through the mother, the experiences of the mother and stuff like that, we take these patterns on, and they get ingrained in us later in life continually. That becomes the pattern. And so we have an opportunity to be objective and observant and recognize this, and then it kind of breaks the back of that pattern. And when that pattern begins to come back because of our reactions to it, or we have the reaction because the pattern is still there, if we can observe these patterns, then we find that they no longer have life. If we can objectively observe them, just my perceptions of things. And so, let me see here. We can later in life we can talk about this, Natalie, at another time in another place, unless you want an appointment or whatever. I don't know, and because we can get into a lot of stuff with all the things you're bringing up, and my pleasure, my total pleasure. Annie, in my past life, I have died from TB, lung issues, and past life, each past life. Okay. Did it for my death and dying class at ASU back in 2005. That's awesome. I hope you're still not carrying that, because that's just a memory. That's a control issue then if you are carrying it with you. And the idea is to recognize it and to know why those things happened that you perceived that you had. And otherwise, we're just stuck in that box. So if we can find say, they're always shown in our personality aspects, in the way we live, and what we experience in life. Those are the dynamics. So, yeah. So, okay, enough of that. Please, anyone else who would like me to work with them for something, I'd be more than happy to, or talk about something. More than happy to. We got a few more minutes. And anything, please. There is a delay on this darn thing. And anything anyone would like me to chat about or whatever. Let's see. Last week also, Rachel, she asked, would you work on my headaches and help with my neck pain? And she suffers headaches. If you don't mind helping me again, please. I would love to. I won't get into the grief that she had asked about, but I will work on that. And let me see here. Annie, there's about 20 or 15 things or 10 things that you want me to work with. And if you want to set up an appointment, I would love to. And it would take a whole session to be able to do that. And my apologies for not extending it all to you, but I just can't right now, and I apologize. It'd have to be in a real session. Then we can work on several things if you would like. And I would love to do that too. So Rachel said, we work on my headaches. And I did at the time that I saw this later, but I'm going to work with it again and see if there's an effect. So I'm going to work on Rachel, even though she's not here right now. I'm going to work with her. and with Rachel, I felt and she may see this later and comment on it, but my sense was that she felt it was almost like a pressure that broke, and so, and she may comment, and if she does, uh, there'll be an agreement on her part, I'm pretty sure, or she won't notice the pressure that she had from the headaches that she had been getting. And so that's what it may have taken. And let me see here. She wanted my perspective. Prachi wanted my perspective. Talking about soul's purpose when people are angry at us or mean to us. What's the purpose? How do we heal there, and what is meant to be? Are we meant to be hurt? No, we're not meant to be hurt. Not at all. Don't ever believe that. Then you're believing in karma without free will, non-existent. Um, Karma means change, so in its original, in the origin of it, and so um, uh, we have the ability if we're created in the image of God, as the great book says, and which I tend to believe, if that's true, then we also have the ability to recreate in that image. And so, if that's true, that we're created in the image of God, and we have the ability to recreate in that image, and if that's true, we are therefore co-creators. So we also have the empowerment of that divinity of our source, whatever we want to call it. We have that availability to it because we have free will. And we're the only creatures in our universe that have literally free will. And so we have also the ability to utilize it. So why not be creative with it? Or what we normally do is be destructive with it. And we can worry about things, we can be concerned about things, we can be anxious about things, we can be angry about things, whatever. And, we don't have to be. So say if someone's in our immediate atmosphere or surroundings around us, we don't have to participate in that anger. If we're kind of forced in some sense to stay there and to witness this, we're witnessing them what they were taught. It has nothing to do with us. That's the way they were taught to express. And so it's not us. We're being subject to being demeaned by being in that situation, but they're going through their stuff. We don't have to take that. We don't have to. It's not our fault. What they're doing is projecting what they were taught to you. That's my perspective. And maybe it's time to get new friends, or once you realize that, you'll find new friends coming into your life of a more creative nature versus a destructive nature. Or maybe once you realize that, those destructive natures that come out of people at times, they'll be influenced to change because they won't see you reacting to it. And they're going to want to know what you have in your life that you're not reacting, because it's breaking them out of their sleep in some sense of what they've been taught. And it's not working with you. I hope that makes sense, Prachi. And that's my perspective, and what I found to be true in my life, and others that have asked me similar questions that I've always taught. All right, awesome. All right, let me see here. Again, if anyone in the future would like an appointment with me, it's good for the telephone or FaceTime or for Zoom. We can arrange it if anyone's interested. And all the information is on the website that Lynn put up, and at the beginning of it all. And so please do contemplate some of the things that we talked about, try to remember them, and or go back to the video and do a hashtag replay or something like that. Um, I don't know if it works the same on FaceTime here as it does, or excuse me, on Facebook video as it does on Zoom, but but it will be posted on YouTube, so it might work. Google might like the analytics of it. So, and I really want to thank everyone here, for participating in your way, which is awesome. And what I'd like to do, real briefly, if you don't mind, yeah, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that, and all the information is there that Lynn just put up. So. Thank you, Harmony, or thank you so much, and I appreciate you too, all of y'all. I'm grateful that you listen to my diatribes and whatever, and I hope the information really, gets across. Real briefly, what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, we have a couple minutes left here, is to do a really short meditation. And what I'd like you to meditate on or to wonder about, it's so short that it's almost like a contemplation. And contemplation is the activity of meditation. So what I'd like you to contemplate on, and later do it as a meditation if you want, if you know how to do that, it's real simple, is just wonder about this life that's in you. And it just wants to share with you. That alone, don't add anything to it. There's a life within you that wants to share with you, and nothing else added to it. If you taint it with something else, it'll turn into a different form of contemplation or meditation. Just the life within you, wonder about it, and imagine how it's a part of your life and how it wants to share with you. And so everyone close their eyes just for a moment, just for a couple minutes, and imagine, image in action, that there's a life force within you that wants to share with you. And only focus on that. Don't let anything else distract you. No discomforts, no outside noises. Focus on that life within you that wants to share with you. And your mind can want to go onto other topics, but go back to it. Wonder about it. Observe it if you can. Let it share with you. And the more conscious you become of that in your imagination, the more consciously it affects us. All right. Now, if you really focus on, everyone open up your eyes, if you truly focus on that, you'll see that in that time, a lot of the concerns that we have, biological, neurological, physiological, anxieties, worries, fears, they didn't exist in that moment. Because that life force is really what our bodies are formed around. It was the original form that we took on with our bodies and developed around. Even with the organs, say with the heart, the first cell in the body that's born is the first cell of the heart, and then everything develops from that and spreads throughout our body, and we're one organism. But we're enveloping as a shell that life force. The more we recognize that, the more expediently it shares with us, and to a greater understanding and a greater volume within us, and a consciousness, and the more we become it all the time in our life. And all the other things kind of drop away. No different than stuff that I use to work with myself or with others. I go through things too, you know, but I really believe through things that I've had, I would have been dead if I didn't, you know, um, uh, become conscious of this to some degree. We all have this, though, all of us. And I highly recommend you take my classes if you ever get a chance. And so, uh, hey, Wendy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. You guys rock. And hashtag you guys rock. So, thank you so much. And please watch the replay. Uh, Lynn will be putting it up on YouTube, I think, and then it'll also go onto the website. And so if you go to the website, sign up, that would be awesome. And you'll get the newsletter of all the events happening and all the internet stuff that's happening, I should say. We're not going too many places these days, as much as I'm used to traveling. I'm getting the shakes, the DTs from not traveling. So, all right, blessings to everyone here, and thank you so much for being here. And please do keep me updated how you're doing. I really appreciate it. And you might notice even greater changes because it's never the end of the story. So please do keep me updated. Blessings, everyone. God bless you.